Alright everybody, here's another video on the old Westinghouse. The one that I was complaining about having issues with, which is true. These are, I don't know if I complained about it, but these are an absolute pain. This one gave me a hard time. I had to take it apart and then put it back together almost twice. So the fan now has a new head wire because I accidentally screwed up while putting in the old one. I pinched it between the casing and the motor and burned it out. So the fan runs. Of course it runs. It runs fine, or else I wouldn't be showing it in this video. I'd just be making a tribute to the death of it. But one of these days I'll get a grommet for it, because this one, the one that was in there, was way too hard. It just wouldn't go in. But there you go. There's a new head wire. I just bought an extension cord, a little 6-foot at Home Depot, and measured it, cut it, and put it in there. Okay, now this fan makes noise, alright? It still makes some funky noises. On startup it rattles a little bit because the bearings are literally held in by the motor casing on the back. These are really weirdly built, okay? This is why I don't buy many Westinghouse fans, because they're rather difficult to service. But this one's fine. This one's okay. This one's running good. Running well. You can see this fan's almost in perfect condition. Alright, this fan's almost perfect. The only issue with this fan is that the bearings rub, but you almost don't even hear it. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna pull out this plug, because I'm gonna plug it into the kilowatt. So then we can tell how much it's pulling. I'll tell you folks too. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the bearings. They sound dry, but they're not. I can assure you they are not. They have been oiled. I've even re-greased the oscillator a little bit. I may have over-greased it a bit. But yeah, we'll start it up on high and you'll hear the noise. Okay, it didn't do it that time. But you can hear the bearings are definitely a little bit noisy. I don't even know if you can hear them. They're rather quiet. They aren't too buzzy. But you can hear the fan definitely does make some funny noises that it probably should not be making, like that buzzing, but it's safe. I'm touching it. I'm not getting zapped. This fan's in good working order. But I will not be running it tonight because I don't know if I can trust it yet. There you go. I'll zoom it out for you. I'll turn it now. It is currently drawing. Oh, what the? Okay, there we go. 0.68 amps. I was like, what the heck? There's no way this thing's drawing 57 amps. It's like the cord would be red hot if it was drawing 57 amps. I just had my kilowatt on the wrong setting. It was drawing 57 watts. It's drawing 0.69 amps. So this fan's in good working order. It's just the bearings are not quite good, not quite perfect. I didn't bother trying to get the blade off because I didn't want to end up breaking anything. Just because, you know, that always stinks. Alright, here's low. You can hear it scraping. This fan doesn't have the best spin down time. I'm sure that once these bearings are ran for a bit and they get some oil in there, they'll start to quiet down. These bearings are fine though. I know that they're fine. I've oiled them. These fans have no oil ports, as you can probably tell, so you have to take the motor apart. 0.62 amps. Doesn't run much faster with the oscillation off. This is one of those we're getting them to run perfectly quiet. It's going to be very difficult. This fan looks good. Alright. Now we'll turn it off and you can hear the bearings. Yeah. That's kind of a yikes. But hopefully it'll start to quiet down. Now, the reason these fans are such a pain to service is because, first of all, the screws are like recessed into the motor. And for anybody who's tried servicing these, yeah, it's very difficult. But make sure there are these little pieces that hold the bearings in place. Make sure you do not lose those, because if you do, you are absolutely sauced and you're going to have to make a new one. And it's not very fun. I almost had to do it, but turns out I just happened to lose it in the motor case, so I just took out the motor and put it back in. And of course, everything was fine from there. It was all smooth sailing. I put it back together, the fan ran. Well, actually, it wasn't quite smooth sailing. I over-tightened one of the sets of screws, and the fan didn't want to turn, so I loosened it up, and after that, it rattled and didn't turn that fast. So I tightened it up a bit more, and here we are. The fan runs. One of these days, I'll get up to taking the whole thing apart and taking the bearings off and lubing them up, doing them up nice. But for now, it's, it's gonna stay like this. Yeah, there you go. There's the vintage Westinghouse. And I don't know if anybody could tell, but the center badge thing is missing. The center piece of metal, the bullet, is missing. There you go. Thanks for watching, folks. Goodbye.